Welcome to our video about an extraordinary woman whose life was a testament to love, service, and compassion, Mother Teresa. Join us as we journey through her inspiring story, from her humble beginnings to becoming a global symbol of hope and humanity. In a quiet neighborhood in Skopje, a young girl named Angies Gonkspo grew up with a heart that was open to the world and filled with kindness. Born on August 26, 1910, Angies was the youngest of three children in a deeply religious Albanian family. Her father, Nikola, was a successful businessman, but when she was only 8, he passed away suddenly, leaving her family in financial hardship. Despite their struggles, her mother, Dranophile, taught Angies to see God in everyone and to help the poor whenever possible. Often, her mother would invite the homeless or destitute for a meal, saying to her children, "My child, never eat a single mouthful unless you are sharing it with others." These early experiences planted seeds in young Angies' heart, shaping her desire to serve. As she grew, Angies' desire to make a difference only deepened. She became fascinated with the lives of missionaries and felt a strong calling to serve far beyond her hometown. When she was 18, she bravely left her family and joined the Sisters of Loreto, an Irish Catholic order known for its missionary work in India. She traveled to Dublin for training, where she took the name Teresa in honor of Saint Therese of Lisieux, the patron saint of missionaries. From there, she journeyed to India, where she would spend the rest of her life. In Calcutta, she taught geography and catechism to girls at St. Mary's School, and her students grew to love her warm and caring nature. But as she taught within the convent walls, she couldn't ignore the suffering on the streets outside. Every day, she saw families living in dire poverty, lepers abandoned on the streets, and children starving. This misery weighed heavily on her heart. One day in 1946, during a train ride from Calcutta to Darjeeling, Teresa experienced a profound spiritual calling, what she later described as a call within a call. She felt an unmistakable voice urging her to leave the convent and live among the poor, to dedicate her life to helping the destitute. After months of prayer and reflection, she was granted permission to leave the convent and begin her mission. Dressed in a simple white sari with a blue border, Teresa stepped onto the streets of Calcutta in 1948, alone but full of determination. She had no money, only her faith and a mission to serve the poorest of the poor. After learning basic medical skills, she went into the slums to care for the sick and hungry. She washed wounds, comforted the dying, and offered love to those society had forgotten. Word of her work spread quickly, and before long, young women joined her, inspired by her example. In 1950, Mother Teresa founded the Missionaries of Charity, an order dedicated to wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor. As her congregation grew, so did their impact. She opened near Malhrdai, a home where the dying could receive care and dignity in their final days. For lepers, she founded Shantinagar, a village where they could live, receive treatment, and regain a sense of belonging. More homes, orphanages, and care centers followed, not just in India but across the globe. Over the years, thousands of women joined her order, committing their lives to serving the suffering and marginalized. The world took notice, and accolades came pouring in. In 1979, she received the Nobel Peace Prize, but instead of the Grand Nobel Banquet, she requested the funds be used to help the poor in India. Her humility was unwavering. She accepted praise and criticism alike with a simple smile, always returning to her work. Not everyone agreed with her approach. Some argued that her care centers were too basic or that her organization did not tackle the root causes of poverty. Others were critical of her strict adherence to Catholic teachings on issues like contraception. But to Mother Teresa, each person was sacred, deserving of love and dignity, no matter how small the comfort she could offer. As she grew older, health challenges began to slow her down, but her spirit remained unbreakable. Even after 2 heart attacks, bouts of pneumonia, and malaria, she continued to open new centers and tend to those in need. In 1997, just months before her death, she stepped down as head of the Missionaries of Charity. On September 5th of that year, Mother Teresa passed away, and the world mourned the loss of a woman who had become a symbol of love, humility, and service. In India, where she had spent her life in the service of others, she was given a state funeral. Nearly 2 decades later, in 2016, Pope Francis canonized her as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, recognizing her as a saint of the Catholic Church. Her legacy lives on through the Missionaries of Charity, who continue her mission in over 120 countries. Mother Teresa's life reminds us that one person, driven by love and compassion, can change the world in ways both simple and profound. Her story speaks to the boundless impact of selfless service and the lasting power of kindness. Thank you for watching and reflecting on the remarkable life of Mother Teresa. May her legacy remind us all that small acts of kindness can create ripples of change across the world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories.